Good morning. Happy Wednesday to you. My name is Latrina, and I sent an email earlier this morning out offering you a free video. I did see that you'd opened it a few times, so I thought, what the heck, I have some time right now. Let me make a video to share with Vista Paint. So this is the video. As I mentioned in the email, if you recall, there's no selling in the video. I make these when I have free time in my day or my week. Just to kind of give back to other business owners. Businesses have helped me along the way, so I try to do the same thing and pay it forward. But your feedback is important to me so that I can make these as informational and helpful as possible. So if you have any feedback, let me know, okay? I will keep this as quick as possible because I know you probably have a busy day ahead. So what I'm going to cover in your custom video is content, backlinks, and citations, and why these are important website elements for you to have. I'll take a look at your existing company's online presence, and if I see any opportunities for improvement, I will make recommendations. So content, as you might imagine, is anything that appears on your website. It's the images, the words, the videos, etc. You want to have enough content because this allows the Google bots to crawl your website and become familiar with Vista Paint. Okay, without enough content, you don't have an opportunity to put all of those relevant keywords on your page so that Google can include you in the search results when people are looking for your products and services. Ideally, you'd like to have 1,500 words on your homepage and at least 500 on your back pages. The other factor that helps with SEO, or search engine optimization, is citations. These are directory listings that you can find in Yellow Pages, Google, Yelp, etc. It's merely your business name, address, and phone number. It's very simple as shown on the screen. However, it's important because this validates you as a legitimate company, and Google looks for your presence on the internet. If they don't find a lot of citations, then they're a little bit questionable, and they're less likely to include you in search results. Then finally, backlinks. Backlinks are the placement of your website URL onto other websites. So if you think about your Facebook page, LinkedIn, Yellow Pages, Yelp, any of those where your website is listed, these are considered backlinks because they direct traffic away from those sites onto your website. Not all backlinks are created equal, so you want to make sure you stick to your relevant niche. And also, the more backlinks you have, the more popular you become in the eyes of Google. It's kind of like high school. When you hang out with the popular group, by association, you become popular too. It's the same thing with backlinks as far as Google is concerned. Also, it helps Google to validate you as a legitimate business because other sites are willing to list your website on theirs. It just verifies that you are a real live business. Okay, so let's hop on over. Since we've been speaking about Google, let's hop over to Google for a moment. So when they do a keyword search of paint supply, Los Angeles, California, of course, Sherwin-Williams is all over the place. You do have some other suppliers that show up as well. But what I want to point out is like Yelp, Angie, etc. They do charge suppliers and contractors to have ads in their websites. So I try to show people what they can do organically to drive traffic to your website. Organic traffic lasts a lot longer, it's stickier, and it's less costly. The other thing is, and you'll see you are listed here actually as we move down the page, which is a great thing. You would want to try to get here in the map pack because the majority of clicks actually happen in this area. As you can imagine, probably the last time you did a Google search, you might have clicked here. But the fact that you're at least in the top part of this page is a good sign, and that could only work in your favor, right? So let me hop over to your. I'm trying to keep this be mindful of the time, so I'm trying to keep this as brief as possible. The one thing I would like to call out about your website is I like all of the photos to show places that have used your products. I'm actually from California, so a lot of these places are actually looking familiar to me. And I'll be out there later this week. So yeah, great photos. I do have some suggestions for you, however. So let's look at the technical piece of it. The technical side, your mobile page speed is kind of low as far as your performance. So usually that has to do with using photographs or video or content that is not optimized. So you'd want to optimize your images so that your page speed is increased. Google does not like to send traffic to a website if the user performance, not performance, but the user experience is less than ideal. And right now, your page speed, performance, accessibility, best practices, SEO is kind of in the mid-range. It's not ideal. So you want to spend some time optimizing your content a bit. Okay, and that will help you a little bit and to give you some ideas about what things you can do to your website to make it better. For one thing, you're not really using HTML tags. These are important to Google. Google looks for these because it directs them to your page. It's sort of like, think about traffic signals or signs on the road that tell you to turn here or slow down here. The headlines point out to Google which pieces of your website you're trying to highlight, which pieces of your website you want Google to crawl and include in search results. Right now, you're not using very many of these, so I would definitely think about how you are using these tags, because Google uses these as directives. It helps them to figure out what content is important on your website. The other thing is your content is a little bit low. As I mentioned before, Google likes at least 1,500 words on the home page and 500 on your back pages. Seems like persnickety to have that much content, right? But actually it helps the Google bots to be able to spend more time on your website to grab all the information and update their indexes with your page information. You'd also want to organize your page a little bit more. You're not really using schema markup. Google likes to use this as well as their data validation tool. So those are some ideas. I don't know who built your website, but those are some ideas that you can use to improve immediately some of the things on your website that is hurting your SEO at the moment, okay? The other thing, when we look at your page, first of all, I would try to make these fonts a little bit bigger. Your page isn't as welcoming as it could be. I mean, the photos are really great, but it seems a little bit cold as far as a website is concerned. There's like no phone numbers, and I understand it's because you have lots of stores and locations. But for example, this search here, what would someone search for in this? Do you have a catalog that people could search? That would probably be more useful. Also, maybe use a form like this to have people sign up for a newsletter. I'm assuming you probably have a list that you keep for businesses or contractors. If you have promotions, it would be good for people to be able to sign up for something like that. Let me look at, for example, one of your competitors, okay? You see how it's more engaging, it's more inviting. They do have a search feature here, but they also have like a subscribe feature. The page is laid out a little more clearly so people can easily find what they're looking for. I would suggest the same thing for your website. You do have a products page, but it's kind of overwhelming the way this is laid out right now. It might just be me, but I think there's probably a better way to lay this out so it's a little easier and less intimidating and easier for people to find and navigate through your website. All right, so that's just my feedback there. Yeah, so let's hop over to your data real quick. So when I look at your data, you're actually doing pretty good with your backlinks. You have quite a few of those. It's down considering what you used to have. You used to have nearly 9,000 backlinks, but you're down to 791. It's not terrible, but it's not great when you think about the competition that you currently have. So speaking of competition, I did put in one of your competitors, PPG Paints, to see how they're doing side by side. As you can see, this is their web traffic. Look at yours across the board, zeros compared to their organic traffic. And the reason for that is you're not ranking for any keywords whatsoever right now. if we look at their website, they're not necessarily their website, I did peek at theirs already, but you can see they're ranking for 8.7 keywords right now. They're getting nearly 7,000 organic traffic to their website. So there's certainly no reason that you should not be doing that kind of level of work also to your website as far as getting traffic. You should be getting your fair share of this. Some of the things I pointed out will certainly help you. Definitely you want to get more content on your website, make it a little more user friendly, add more keywords to your pages. Yeah, that would help you tremendously. I feel like you're leaving a lot of money on the table as far as organic traffic from the website, and you certainly could be benefiting from that. Look at all these beautiful photos. People obviously love your products and are using your products, so why not get the word out there about that? I am going to end this here because it's nearly 11 minutes. I hope this has been helpful to you. If you do have any questions whatsoever, if I can be of assistance or help you to understand anything that I've covered, please do not hesitate to reach out. With that, I wish you a great rest of your day, and I wish you much continued success and prosperity for Vista Paint. Thank you. Bye-bye.